Gareth Davis.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Let me say, first of all, what a pleasure it is to follow my honourable friend from Milton Keynes, who made an excellent and thoughtful speech. And let me congratulate my honourable friend for Harrow East, along with all my colleagues, on bringing this bill and all the work that he's done. Let me recognise the work of the Select Committee and express gratitude, frankly, for being part of today on this incredibly important debate. Let me first just say what a pleasure it is to follow the member for Truro and Falmouth as well. In particular, she was absolutely right and captured the moment of this debate today, I think, when she said that debates like this and subjects like this do show that across the House we all care about how to support those in most need, and how we can all make a positive difference to vulnerable people in our constituencies. And she was absolutely right about that. And there are big questions, actually, to answer about how we can best support those who may have made mistakes in their lives or suffered misfortune. But at a very simple level, how can we possibly expect anybody to rebuild their lives without the basic requirement for shelter, or even adequate shelter at that? So I very much welcome this bill because it will improve the quality of supported housing. It will improve the governance at both the local and a national level. And it'll improve taxpayer efficiency by providing the means for people to live more independently, ultimately, longer term, of the state. So no matter what a person's background, condition or circumstances, we have a duty in this place to make sure that quality accommodation and care is the baseline. That's the baseline. Now, we should acknowledge, as my honourable friend for Keighley quite rightly did, the government's work to date in this area, and I acknowledge the National Statement of Expectations in 2020, which set out minimum standards guidance for supported housing. It set out that housing should be, for example, accessible. It set out that housing should be assessed by local council commissioners, and it set out that housing staff should be trained. But clearly, even though the National Housing Federation endorsed and supported this guidance, clearly this bill builds significantly on that work to date, and quite right too, because clearly, as we've heard from many excellent speeches today and examples, terrible things are happening in this area. Landlords are still providing unacceptable housing. New residents are still being placed with very unsuitable co-residents, as my honourable friend for Harrow East pointed out to us. And some accommodation is just frankly unsafe from a fire perspective. So I warmly welcome this bill, and in particular three measures. The introduction of a supported housing advisory panel makes a ton of sense. The requirement for local authorities to review exempt accommodation and publish a supported housing strategy is something that I think we all completely agree with. And the powers given to the Secretary of State to make licensing regulations for exempt accommodation. This is an excellent bill. I am not surprised it will go through today with cross-party support, and I really do warmly congratulate my honourable friend for Harrow East. And if I can build on the praise that my honourable friend for Ipswich set out, I think for me, my honourable friend has shown that if you act with strong purpose in this job, you really can, with right energy, you can drive real change. And I think he has shown that. He showed that in 2017 with his Homelessness Reduction Act. He's shown that through his tremendous work to build relations between UK and India, for which he's received one of India's highest civilian honours. He's the only person I know with a Padam Shri, Madam Deputy Speaker, and his campaigning for a smoke-free England I'm very familiar with as well. And so let me just finish by saying I'm greatly proud to share these benches with him. Thank you.